And I'm happy to introduce Bruno Calabretta, who is a CEO of Disruptives ICP.Hub Indonesia. Bruno, that's a pleasure to have you with us. Looking forward to hear more from you about DeFi and ICP. That's amazing things that are happening in this ecosystem. Would love to explore. So the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ivan. And thank you so much to 3x Capital and 3x Education for having me here. It's a pleasure, and I'm really looking forward for sharing more about what is happening in the ICP ecosystem and all the amazing stuff that have been built already and so many new things that are going to come up. So I think said that, we can start. The session of today is going to be a dive into the DeFi's potential on the Internet Computer Protocol. So before to start, I would like to give you a little bit of introduction about myself. So I started as a biomedical engineer, and I've been working for several years with the biggest pharma in the world as a technical manager. I lived across the globe from Israel to the United States of America. Now I'm based in Bali, Indonesia. At some point, I was not happy anymore with my corporate job, so I decided to quit everything and to embrace blockchain 100%. My journey on the blockchain ecosystem started in 2018 when I started to buy Bitcoin as a joke, and look where I am today. So another little bit about me. A few years ago, I founded Aurora Coaching. It's a company that was guiding professional and enterprises to dive deep and use blockchain technology. I've been the blockchain development manager for the project Feder Italy, 100% made in Italy, the first certification fully on chain on the Internet Computer Protocol. After that, I became the hub leader for Disruptives, ICP.Hub Indonesia. Here, we accomplished some amazing things. Like, for example, we launched our first incubator accelerator on the Internet Computer Protocol with 12 projects that delivered a full MVP with backend, front-end, and website fully built on chain on the Internet Computer Protocol. I'm proud also that I've been able to bring a lot of partnership, not only for Disruptives, but also for Definity. I help in creating a partnership with SingularityNet, so that in this way we could push more the boundaries between Web3 and artificial intelligence. I partner with more than 100 plus educational institutions all over Indonesia. I'm collaborating with different ministers and government institutions. And recently, we just launched the Indonesia On-Chain program, a national program that has the goal to position Indonesia as a global tech leader and ICP as the driving force in the rise of blockchain technology in Southeast Asia and beyond. Said that, let's start. So today we are going to talk about DeFi. For those that don't know it, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. So basically, DeFi is a new world that aims to be different from the traditional finance. It's a system where we don't want to have anymore a centralized institution that is controlling. And let's say that there are four main key points where we can compare to traditional finance. First of all, accessibility, meaning that through DeFi, anyone with an internet computer can have access and break the barrier for financial inclusion. Control, meaning that now it's your key, your coin, you are in control. And then fees, meaning that your fees are going to be much lower, your yield is going to be much higher, things that you cannot accomplish with a traditional finance system. But of course, one thing to keep in mind is risk. Risk, why? Because the Web3 ecosystem right now, the blockchain ecosystem, it's something that is very hyped. Unfortunately, not everybody is well educated about what is happening. So my personal suggestion that I give to everyone is always do your own due diligence, do your own research. Why? Because otherwise you're going to be targeted by these people that are trying to leverage the ignorance of people that don't know what is happening in the Web3 ecosystem, and they're going to be exposed to scam. So it's always important to do your own research on everything that you are embracing in the crypto and in the blockchain space. Now, when we talk about DeFi, there are a few things that are very cool. The first one is fully decentralization. There is no more an entity that is in control of it. Because of blockchain and of its core principle of transparency, immutability, everything is public. So on blockchain, you can keep track of everything. Then open source nature, meaning that everyone can have the possibility of interacting and improving the source code that is using for a platform, meaning that in this way you can also become a contributor and you can help for the DeFi and the blockchain ecosystem to grow. Community governance means that those that are holding token, they can now have a vote. Their opinion now matters. So they can also share what they think about the future of the ecosystem they are involved with. Now, let's talk about the real protagonist of today, Internet Computer Protocol. So if we want to do a little bit of background, let's say everything started with Bitcoin in 2009. We know Bitcoin because Bitcoin made the blockchain ecosystem grow. Everybody, when they think of Bitcoin, they think about the store of wealth, meaning also that is the digital gold, if we can make like a comparison. Then in 2015, we had Ethereum, where you can start to build smart contract on top of blockchain. But we've seen that the two, despite they are leading the ecosystem, they're still having a lot of issues. And here is the natural evolution, the third step in this blockchain system, that is Internet Computer Protocol. ICP is something that has already been able to solve most of the critical problem of blockchains that are speed, efficiency, and scalability. So the Internet Computer Protocol is something amazing. It's a technology completely unique. It was incubated and launched by the DFINITY Foundation only in 2021. We launched the mainnet. The Internet Computer, it can be seen as a world computer, meaning that we can host anything on top of it, from a social application to a game to a full enterprise. So try to think how much this is amazing. And for understanding a little bit better, let's try to dig deeper in some of those that are the unique features of the Internet Computer. So just to make it simple before to dig into this, the Internet Computer is cheap, it's fast, it's secure, it's 100% on-chain, and it's fully decentralized. We have something amazing that is called the unique reverse gas fee model, meaning that you, as a user, don't have any more to pay to use a decentralized application like it will happen on any other blockchain. Because now the creator of the dApp can fuel them with cycles, so they basically charge them so that you as a user don't need to pay every time. It's like, the example of having a remote and want to do zapping on television, but even if there are the battery inside, on other blockchain, every time you change channel, they tell you, pay again, pay again. On ICP, this is not happening. We are a greenest certified blockchain. Another amazing thing, the cost of storage. 1 gigabyte of data to be stored on Ethereum today, it's around $30 million, if I'm not wrong, something like this. On Solana, 3-4 million. On ICP, only $5 per gigabyte. And another amazing feature is the direct HTTPS outcall to Web2 website. This is something that no other blockchain is able to do. But this is just the beginning, because we're going to have a lot of things that we are going to dig deeper during this presentation. So let's move towards something that is more close to the DeFi. So let's talk also about the token, the ICP token. A lot of people wonder, how do you use ICP? What is the main purpose? So there are 4 ways to start that you can use the ICP token. The first one is to participate. Again, our ecosystem is a community-driven ecosystem. It's a DAO, where really the opinion of everyone matters. So the first thing that you can do is to stake your ICP, so that in this way you can participate in voting into the proposal that are being submitted to the ecosystem. Then they are going to be used also for paying the node providers, that are those that are providing the compute capacity to our ecosystem. Then to transform into cycles. You remember before when I told you about reverse gas fee model? That's how you obtain it, by fueling the dApp with cycle. And this cycle are obtained by transforming ICP into XTC. And then, of course, to invest. So that in this way, you can invest on decentralized autonomous organization on the Internet Computer. Now, let's do a little bit of lesson about what is a cypherspace. So the cypherspace is something that is coming from Latin, cipher. It's a word for transforming data into something that is secret, a secret code, an encryption. Then space, of course, we know what it is a virtual environment. But what does it mean, cypherspace? When we talk of cypherspace, we are talking of an environment or a digital platform where data are stored in a secure way and where encryption is the main thing. Now, why we talk about this, we're going to arrive there in a moment. Another main feature of the Internet Computer Protocol is how the smart contract work. So we call them canister. And these canister are a mix of logic and data. So the first thing that this is good for all the developers that are listening is that the canister software of ICP, they can be written in several languages: Rust, TypeScript, Python, C++, Motoko, that is our native language. Recently, thanks to Bitfinity, also in Solidity is possible to write contract. And this is the logic that there is behind. So the smart contract, we call them software actor, meaning that they are able to own data. So these data that are owned, these are used for communicating with other smart contracts, and this is happening through function calls. So what is happening is that the data are stored directly inside the canister. This is something completely new. So the canister smart contract are basically tamper-proof software. What does it mean? When we think of traditional software, we know that traditional software has problems. There are weak points, there are points of failure, meaning that when the software is called, for example, a hacker can put inside a different logic from the one of which the software was originally designed. We can put in, the hacker can also put inside malicious data or can put viruses. So that in this way, it's going to modify the software and its data. While instead, Canister smart contract, why are tamper-proofed? Because in the moment they are invoked, what is happening is that it's executing exactly what is written inside. Plus, it's correctly processing those data. So you cannot changing. And ransomware or viruses, they cannot modify the software or data at all. So the new concept now is that now we are going to have an additional cybersecurity in the cypherspace that is due to our smart contract, meaning that right now we don't need any more to use traditional cybersecurity measure, like, for example, firewalls. Because right now, the security is rooted directly inside the cryptographic protocol, inside the consensus mechanism, inside the decentralized execution. And this is something completely new. And this is the way how the internet computer feature are going to address those that are the challenges that a DeFi ecosystems are facing: scalability, security, and composability. Now, we need to explain another couple of things that sometimes maybe are not very clear about the internet computer. So how does the internet computer work? So basically, the way it works is that we have these nodes machine that are physical server that are distributed around the world through independent data center. And this is key because this is how we really guarantee that our ecosystem is fully decentralized. This is a map of the world where you can already see all the nodes that are distributed around the world. And you can see that right now we have a lot of nodes in Europe, in America, in South Africa, in Singapore, in Hong Kong. But now we are installing more, but we're having a more focus on Africa and Southeast Asia and South America. Today, I think we can count something like 1,200 machines and more that are being installed and used and guaranteeing the centralization of our ecosystem. And we have more than 120 nodes provider, all independent. And this is like one of the most amazing things. Why? Because having this distribution that is happening geographically, what is meaning? It's meaning that it's becoming difficult to perform an attack locally. And also the fact that our nodes machine are distributed through independent data center around the world, it's meaning that even if a data center is being attacked or a nodes become compromised, doesn't matter, because that node is not a single point of failure. This means that like this, we are reducing the risk and we are more resilient to attack, like, for example, DDoS or physical attack to the infrastructure or cyber attacks. Why? Because the data are replicated all over the nodes. So even if one node is compromised or something is happening, the network is still maintaining its efficiency. And this is one of the most amazing things that you can expect from a blockchain that should be fully decentralized and that should guarantee the privacy and protection that the users that are using this ecosystem are expecting. Now, one moment, let me drink a glass of water so you also can take a deep breath. Okay, so let's go through what is happening in the DeFi ecosystem on IC. Right now, the total value locked in DeFi application on the internet computer ecosystem is around 35 million. You will say, yeah, this is a low number compared to other ecosystems. Yeah, but consider also that we are a very young blockchain, only 2 years old since the mainnet, first. Second, we are an ecosystem that is basically booming in terms of community, in terms of applications that are being built. Look at the recent Electric Capital report, CV Labs report, where the ICP ecosystem is considered one of the strongest and fastest growing ecosystem in the whole blockchain space. Meaning that even if right now the amount of applications that are building DeFi solution is limited, this means that there is a huge potential for new projects to come on board, for new solutions to be built, even if the one that we already have are amazing. And today, I'm going to showcase to you some of the best applications that we have and some of the new multi-chain features that we created. So let's dive deep into what is happening in the IC ecosystem. So the first thing that you can do in the IC is to stake ICP. But how does it work? So for staking ICP token, you need to lock ICP token inside the neuron. You need to set a dissolve delay, and then this is gonna give you like voting power and also rewards. But what does it mean, all these words? So basically, when you are creating a neuron, you are basically allocating your ICP tokens into something that it's holding them. Once you are putting your ICP token inside the neuron, what is happening is that you are going to specify for how long you are staking your coin. And this is the dissolve delay. So the longer is the dissolve delay, the longer, of course, is going to be the time that your coin are locked, but also the bigger is going to be your voting power, but also your rewards. Minimum, you need to stake at least one ICP for creating one neuron. And according to your dissolve delay and the amount of token that you're staking, this is gonna increase the potential rewards that you are going to receive. And of course, this is if you don't want to stay always there to vote on everything, but you want to trust other players inside the ecosystem that are maybe more involved than you can follow other neuron. But this is completely optional. Now, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to please take out your phone if you are not watching from the phone, if you're watching from the computer, and please scan this QR code. So in this way, you can have the possibility of creating your first internet identity, and you can even test by yourself how to stake your for the first time ICP if you didn't already. So if you cannot scan it, you can go manually to the website nns.ic0.app. Once you go there, you will have the possibility even to buy ICP, for example, with a credit card, if you want to buy ICP like this instead of going through an exchange. But let's see how it's going to happen. I prepared a slide where we can go through all the steps for staking ICP. So in this way, you can see how easy it is, this process. So the first thing, as I told you, you will go through nns.ic0.app. Once you're there, you will see that on the left, there is a tab where you can choose My Token, and this is for checking all the tokens that you are holding in the ICP ecosystem. And then the second voice is Stake ICP. Once you press on that voice, what is going to happen is that you're going to see a Windows opening, and in this window, you can specify the amount of ICP that you want to stake. The next step, it will be to set your dissolve delay, meaning, again, that the higher is the setting period, the higher is also your voting power. The next step then is going to be to confirm and set the delay that you specified in the previous page. Once you did this, there is the optional step. If you want, you can follow neurons. So you can follow other neurons that are participating in the voting. For example, Definity, but there are tons of other neurons that are doing voting, so you can follow also them. So I think this way you are making sure that every time that there is a voting, you are expressing your opinion. And then that's it. Your staking process is finished. You're ready to earn some reward. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Now, you've been hearing me talking about NNS, SNS, DAO. So I know that there is a lot of information in this slide, but I'm going to keep it as short as possible. So when we talk of the NNS stands for Network Nervous System. And this is the special DAO that is basically running the ecosystem. So what is meaning is that the NNS is the system responsible for how the infrastructure of the ICP ecosystem is growing, being upgraded, is being used. So the NNS is basically the decentralized governance responsible for everything that is happening in the ICP. And then we have the SNS. So when we talk of SNS, we talk of Service Nervous System DAOs. What does it mean? It means that through the SNS, it's possible for a DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization, to control and to govern specific decentralized applications that are built on and running on the IC ecosystem. So basically like this, you have the possibility of involving the community in what you're doing also fundraising. So you can raise money through the community, through an SNS. So there is a lot that it can happen. And this is something that has been specifically designed for Web3 community. Now, as you could understand, ICP is pure Web3. A lot of time when we talk of Web3, in reality, there is still a lot of centralization in the middle, meaning that we've seen over and over many other blockchain that I will not name because I'm sure you know about them, that basically still rely on centralized clouding system that are still very centralized from the way that their nodes work. Until now, I'm showcasing you how real ICP is a real Web3, or as our founder Dominic say, real Web 3.0. Please, if your phone is still out, scan this QR code. So in this way, you can be redirected to the ecosystem page and you can surf through all the applications that have been built on the IC ecosystem. We have everything from gaming, from social, from finance, from wallet, NFT, anything. So just go, enjoy, try, test it. It's going to be a very cool experience. But now, let's go back to the main topic of this presentation, of this session that we're having today, DeFi. I want to showcase to you now some of the DeFi applications that are existing on the IC ecosystem. So let's start with one of the most popular, that is Sonic. So Sonic is a decentralized exchange, but also an automated market maker. And you can see that their UX, UI, it's very cool, very attractive, and there are many things that can be done on Sonic. First of all, super cool, zero gas fee, meaning that Sonic is operating on a pure reverse gas fee model that is eliminating gas fee for transaction. Then they have another cool thing, 1 second transaction finality. Already when you say it, you are excited by the fact that they are so fast. They are interoperable, meaning that you can interact with other DeFi platforms that are existing on the IC ecosystem. Their APIs are open, so developers can use it, but they can also interact with it and they can integrate it in their platform. And of course, there is also the possibility of having liquidity mining, meaning that in this way, you can deposit token into the pools and you are being rewarded through the fee, through a fee that is happening every time the swap is being performed. Super cool. Now, let's go through another application, ICP swap. So ICP swap, the name is already kind of telling you some of the things that you can do. And for example, one thing that you can do on ICP swap is token swapping. So you can swap token from inside the ICP ecosystem, but you can also have staking service. So you can stake your token and earning reward for participating in the network consensus mechanism. You can also create token. There is a native ICP integration, meaning that it's a real Web 3.0 application, and it has a lot of DeFi integration and interoperability. So as you can see, the ecosystem has a lot to offer. And I want to tell you also, as another third application for the DeFi ecosystem, one of the newest arrival on the IC ecosystem, Helix Markets. So Helix Market, I think, is set really for big success. And what it's doing is redefining cross-chain trading. So in this way, they're able to provide a new, unique user experience. Because what is happening is that, first of all, Helix is avoiding to rely on bridges, and it has a direct interaction with the native chains. Of course, it's super fast because it works on the ICP ecosystem. And then you as a user, you always have the main control over the asset. So there is a lot of things that can be done on Helix. You can trade token super fast. You can control your ownership. You have the benefit of full native liquidity on each chain. This is something amazing. And now, because we are talking of cross-chain transaction, let's talk about multi-chain. So something that it's going to improve dramatically the DeFi use inside the ICP ecosystem. Because when we talk of multi-chain on ICP, we are talking of not using any more centralized bridges, but we are really relying on the cryptography. So let me tell you something about one of the recent things, that is the ckBTC, that is our Bitcoin integration on the ICP ecosystem. So as we said before, Bitcoin is the number one. It's been the first one created, and when people think about crypto, the first thing that they think is Bitcoin. My mother still today, when they ask her, what is that your son does? She replied, she works for Bitcoin. And I'm like, Ma, it's not true. But the reality is that when people think of crypto, think of Bitcoin. But the reality is another. Bitcoin has a problem. It's slow and it's expensive. And this is creating problem in using it in DeFi. And this is where ICP is coming out. The solution, ckBTC, Chain-K Bitcoin, where we have a Bitcoin that is backed on the Internet Computer Protocol, meaning that in this way, the ICP, what can do, it can fetch and validate the Bitcoin networks, block directly through the smart contract that are going to query and read. If you think how this is happening through two features. The threshold ECDSA, meaning that now the smart contract on ICP are able to sign transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain. And then we have the Bitcoin adapter, where what is happening is that we are able to connect the ICP network with the Bitcoin network. And in this way, we are allowing data transaction. What does it mean in terms of benefit? It means that now we can have instant settlement, fast, cheap, and this is going to make now Bitcoin, or better, ckBTC, ideal for holding, transferring, but also for using it on DeFi application. This is like something amazing. And again, this is not a wrap token, because the ckBTC is not just mimicking Bitcoin or another blockchain. What is happening is that we have a two-way transfer between ICP and Bitcoin. This is for real the first true multi-chain asset. Sometimes people ask, but what is the difference with the Lightning Network? Well, there is a couple of differences. So first of all is that on the Lightning Network, if you ever use it, you know that you need to pre-fund it. So you don't have access to all the balance. While instead, with ckBTC, you have the possibility of transferring directly all the balance that you have available of ckBTC. Second, you have the possibility of creating a layer 2 Bitcoin application, something that with the Lightning Network you can do. And then the most cool of all is the fact that right now you are not exposed to unpredictable transaction, but your transaction have a fixed cost and it's very, very cheap. This is a post that Dom made when in Lugano he bought a coffee using ckBTC. So already we are seeing a city like Lugano in Switzerland that are implementing ckBTC as a form of payment. So finally, we can see a real application, and this is just the beginning. Now, give me 1 second. Okay. Now, the next thing is, of course, ckETH, meaning that we couldn't stop just to the Bitcoin integration. So we have now also the Ethereum integration, that is a twin of the token Ether of the Ethereum blockchain. This is again a one-on-one backed token, the same as Bitcoin, and is allowing basically some of the same benefits that we are providing with ckBTC: fast and cheap transfer, secure interaction with the Ethereum network, and potential for doing cross-chain functionalities. Now, I'm sure that many of you have used in some way some other DeFi application on other ecosystem. Try to think how much is expensive every time that you want to exchange Ether. Every time that you want to send something through the Ethereum network, how expensive it is. Sometimes I think of some centralized exchange where if you want to send money by using the Ethereum network, you already have a fee with $0 transfer that is around $25. Are we crazy? This is how the IC ecosystem is going to revolutionize completely what is happening. So the IC is communicating with the Ethereum network, and this is happening through the EVM RPC Canister that is querying the smart contract state on the Ethereum network, is able to submit transaction. And then another thing that is able to do, as for now, a partial support on other chain like Polygon, Avalanche, or other EVM. And again, the benefits are always the same that we want to see when we interact with this kind of token. They need to be fast and they need to be cheap. And most of all, they need to be automated and decentralized. And this is something that we can accomplish right now only with the ckETH, because another chain is really not working. Now, we are almost at the end of this presentation. I want just to highlight how much the community and the ecosystem of ICP is growing. So right now we have a huge program that is running worldwide that is probably the most successful program in all the Web3 ecosystem, and it's called ICP Hubs. Me too, I'm part of the ICP.Hub program, and I'm responsible for Indonesia with Disruptives, ICP.Hub Indonesia. I urge you to please scan this QR code that is going to redirect you to our community page where you can go and check where is the closest ICP hubs to you. So I think this way you can go and you can participate to events, you can engage with the community, you can see how many things are being built, how many projects are out there that are doing things. You can participate in hackathons if you are a developer. You can do so many things, and we want to welcome you all with open arms. The ICP ecosystem, it's growing and thriving, and this is happening because of our community, but also because of our tech, because our technology it's really advanced and we love it, and we want also you to fall in love with it in the same way that we did. So please come and join our ICP hubs, find the closest one to you. And said that, I just want to thank you all for joining this session. I want to thank 3x Education, 3x Capital, Internet Computer, and Disruptives. Please follow us on our social, follow us on X, follow us on LinkedIn, follow the Telegram of ICP, Hub Indonesia, ICP.Hub ID. And guys, I'm open for questions. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Bruno. It was a wonderful presentation. I heard so many things about ICP. Actually, I started my journey with staking and then applied with rent space for a grant program. And right now I'm happy to be a part of this brilliant community.
Nice. I'm very happy as well that you are part of it. And I think you can also say as a witness that we are really thriving, and there is a lot of things that you can really do on IC. And I think that this is our main, feature of which we are proud. The fact that you can really do a lot of things. And this is an ecosystem that is growing every day. Every day there is something new that can come up. So guys, let's keep building.
Sure. Thank you, Bruno. I have one question. I think we missed the understanding. What is the APY when you stake? Maybe it's the smallest one when you lock for a short period, and the longer one. How it can work?
Yes. So the longer you stake, the bigger is going to be your reward, of course. And of course, also your voting power. If I'm not wrong, but all this information are available on our website, internetcomputer.org, where there is also an ICP AI bot that you can question, that is directly trained on a smart contract that has all the information on everything that you can do on ICP. And if I'm not wrong, every ICP that you are locking for the longer period, that is like 8 years, it has a 12.5 voting power, if I'm not wrong. So this means that your API, it's adjusting according to your dissolve delay time. So the longer you take, the longer it is also your reward.
Interesting.
Because in this way, you are proving that you are really committed to the ecosystem, and the ecosystem is rewarding you. And right now you can see that most of the neurons are like for at least from 4 to 8 years, most of them.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you, Bruno. Also, we have a question from the audience, from Dima. What are the next milestones for ICP?
So one of the biggest things that we are about to accomplish, of course, is going to be the ckERC20. So we are continuing the narrative for creating a solution that is faster and cheaper than other ecosystem. So I think this way, token holders of other ecosystem can take advantage of everything that the ICP ecosystem is bringing forward. So of course, the next big thing is going to be the ckERC20 that I think is going to be ready in the upcoming months. So this is going to be like something super cool, because you can imagine all the things that you can do. Plus, we are also like moving faster in terms of integrating more possibilities for developers that are coming from the EVM space to build on ICP. As today, we already have like Bitfinity, an amazing application that is allowing you to use Solidity for building smart contract on the ICP ecosystem. Because at the end, it's all about, providing solutions, alternative solutions for people that are tired of an old way of doing of the other blockchain. Because at the end, the reality is that it's too expensive to work on other blockchain. It's too slow. And we can really make a difference right now. So we are really focusing a lot in providing new solution that can bring all these users to really fully enjoy the ICP ecosystem.
Thank you. Very interesting, Bruno. Would love to follow the updates and support ICP and you in every endeavors. Also, we have a question from Stefan, who is also a participant of 3x education program. Are there any liquid staking options for staked ICP?
Yes, on ICP Swap, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you can go and do liquidity staking. So you can stake ICP or other tokens, and in this way you will have the possibility of earning rewards every time that transactions are happening through the liquidity that you have provided.
Mm-hmm.
So
Understood.
yes, there are several. There is ICP Swap, there is ICP DEX or IC Lights. You can do it also on Sonic. So yeah, we can do it.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any liquid staking derivatives platform? So when you can actually stake your assets, receive a staked derivative of this asset, and work with this staked derivative somewhere?
Not, if I'm not wrong, not yet.
Okay. Interesting
So,
opportunity.
exactly, interesting opportunities.
Yeah.
This is the cool thing. The launch of the mainnet was just May 2021. So
Mm-hmm.
if you think in 2 years, so many cool things came out. And right now, there is so much potential. So guys, if you have an idea, if you want to build something, come and build it on ICP. This is gonna be your best chance to create something that is really gonna be super innovative.
Sure. Thank you, Bruno, for your presentation. It was extremely insightful for us, and I'm looking forward to have you more in our sessions.
It
Thank
will
you
be a
for
pleasure. It will be a
contributing.
pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. We would like to wish you a wonderful rest of the day. We will share the presentation later, so follow us on LinkedIn, where we will share this presentation with all the insights that Bruno provided. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much, all. Have a great evening. Bye bye.